Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Maria Ashraf. In the chapter of Basics of Endourology, I'm going to discuss about guide wires, dilators, and catheters, their indication, their uses, and the basis on which they are being classified. First of all, we will talk about guide wires. Guide wire is in use in urology from early 1980s. It basically provides access to the particular part of the urinary tract, and it serves as a guide over which catheter and stents can be passed. It has been classified on the basis of size, tip design, surface coating, and shaft rigidity. On the basis of size, they are available in various length and diameter. It length basically varies from 80 to 260 centimeter, and diameter varies from 0.018 to 0.03 inches. But in urology, most commonly length used is 145 to 150 centimeter, and diameter we commonly used is 0.03 inches. On the basis of tip design, basically the tip of a guide wire must provide a reliable atraumatic path up to the ureter. Ureteral anatomy and pathological process dictate which tip should be used, and which tip is most capable of achieving and maintaining ureteral access. They are available in a straight tip, angle tip, J tip, and the length of the floppy tip, which is initially present, will vary greatly from 1 to 3 centimeter. The first one is the straight tip, and the other one is the J tip. This is the standard fixed core PFT guide wire. The basic design of the guide wire is that it has an inner core and outer core, which is the spring guide. Inner core is made up of solid stainless steel, which is usually made of nitinol. It is a combination of nickel and titanium. It provides a strength, stability, and kink resistant character to the wire, while the outer core or spring guide is basically a round wire which is tightly wrapped around the inner core. It provides a smooth passage of the instrument. On the basis of surface coating, the purpose of the coating is to reduce friction. Low coefficient of friction to negotiate up to the ureter. Materials used are polytetrafluoroethylene, hydrophilic coating. These are the polymers which can absorb water to provide non-frictionless surface. Various colors are used in coating. This is a nitinol wire or high wire. Guide wires, they can have a fixed core in which both inner and outer cores are fixed, and they can have a movable core in which inner core is partially withdrawn to increase the length of the flexible outer tip. There is a super stiff guide wire in which inner core diameter is increased and the spring guide is flattened, thus maintaining the diameter. Latest ones are the combination of these cores. For example, tri-wire, it is 12 centimeter hydrophilic coated tip, super stiff nitinol non-slippery body, flexible and to protect damage. The first one is Aplas super stiff guide wire, which is a straight, and the second one is double flexible roadrunner wire. Glide wire, it has an outer polyurethane layer which is coated with a hydrophilic.
Why you use guide wire? You can place urethra directly in the ureter. Why not? In any reason? Anyone? क्यों यूज करते हैं आप गाइड वायर? जरूरत है क्या? यूनिवर्सिटी तो चला जाता है. Yes, because it has a hard end. If you directly place the ureter catheter, it will damage the ureter. Sorry. So which end you use in the guide wire? Why? कहीं हो कौन बोल रहा है? दो से बोल रहे हैं ना. अच्छा, नॉन ट्रॉमेटिक. अगर हार्ड एंड यूज करेंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा? अगर सॉफ्ट एंड जा ही नहीं रहा तब क्या करेंगे?
Then we can try GuideWire.
GuideWire is the software environment.
First we try the GuideWire, this is hydrophobic, and then we try the
I'm asking about GuideWire. What is the difference between GuideWire and GuideWire?
GuideWire is basically hydrophobic, it's very soft and non-traumatic. And GuideWire is something is staying tough and if we purpose the both the same guide.
GuideWire is more slippery. GuideWire. And GuideWire is stiff and hard. It can cause more damage than GuideWire. First we try usually GuideWire and then we go for GuideWire. Okay? Ready?
Glidewire, basically they have an outer polyurethane layer is coated with a hydrophilic polymer. They are exceptionally slippery. They are useful for negotiating around impacted urethral calculi, tortuous ureters, and urethral strictures. Not reliable for safety as they have a tendency to slide out. They are used for initial access and they have to be changed for the standard the safety guide wires. This is basically a structure of glide wire. Okay, we can see that first of all they have a polyurethane jacket which is providing radio opacity to the wire, and they have a hydrophilic coating over this, right? And they have a core tip design in which it is provided to negotiate and control proper control, and they are composed of the nanitol alloy core, right? This is a packaging in which usually glide wires are being used. Ideal guide wire have properties in urology. Most commonly we use diameter is of 0.038 inches. It has a straight tip, flexible tip, Teflon coated, and stainless steel. Ureteric catheter. Basically, their indications are that they are being used in retrograde pyelogram for collecting urine for cytological examination or culture, brush biopsies, procedures that require ureteric catheterization, including draining and obstructed kidney, and for the placements of DJ stents. Their properties are they are made up of a material like PVC with hydrogel coating. They are radio opaque and they are usually available in size of French 3 to 8, and like their length is approximately 70 centimeter. Their intervalling time is that they should not exceed 24 hours. On the basis of the tip design, there are straight tip, curved tip, and end hole. Straight tip, basically they are used for one-time drainage or installation, for example Robson and Allison catheters. Curved tips are available by the name of Cordy catheter. They provide continuous drainage or irrigation, and they are less prone to retaining failure system. And end hole, which is called council catheter, they provide continuous drainage. End hole permits the insertion or exchange over a previously placed guide wire. These are the various types of the ureteric catheters. First of all, straight cylindrical tip, and second one is the curved olive tip, which is used for the easier introduction and steering. Straight tip with hole is available for coaxial application. Curved tip with central opening for easier glide and coaxial application. Second one is the whistle tip, which provides optimum drainage. And last one is Shevsu tip, which is used for the retrograde investigations. Ureteric catheters, there are further types available. In the spiral tip catheter, it is used for the drainage and retrograde pyelogram. Spiral tip aids in negotiation of a tortuous and or partially obstructed ureter. The large side port hole, there is a large side port hole which provides the spiral passage of a guide wire. This is basically a hole. Right, and cone tip catheter, which is used for the bulb ureterogram. Routine ureteric catheter, it is used for the retrograde pyelogram. The tip stabilizes the catheter by temporarily wedging in and occluding the ureteral orifice. Flexi tip closed end catheter. It is used for the drainage and retrograde pyelogram, and the flexible tip is designed for atraumatic entry of the ureteral orifice and navigation of a tortuous ureter. This is angle tip ureteric catheter. It is used for directing a flexible tip wire guide in the ureter. Their complications are they can cause extravasation, hemorrhage, sepsis, edema, perforation of calyceal system, renal pelvis, ureter and bladder. Your UTI, they can cause UTI if they are placed for a longer time period, peritonitis by the perforation. Okay, now we'll talk.
For how long you can keep ureteric catheter?
24 hours.
Only 24 hours. I've seen for 72 hours. Seems is although short term, but it's good to remove as early as possible because of the connection with the outer side.
Okay, PCNL dilators, they are most commonly used are Alkin metallic dilators and Applause dilators. Alkin metallic dilators, these are basically a coaxial dilatation system which are basically provide hollow guide rods for 8 French diameters, coaxial dilatation each increasing in size by 4 FR, and they can provide the tract dilatation up to 26 FR. Their advantages are they are rigid and dilatation, they can cause the dilatation of dense scar tissue. Their disadvantages are they can cause iatrogenic injury due to difficulty in controlling pressure during the dilatation, and stabilization of the guide rod is difficult. These are the metallic Alkin metallic dilators. Second one is Applause dilators. These are plastic polyurethane dilators. They are introducer catheter and acts as a guide for dilatation from 12 FR to 30 FR. Introducer sheet, they can use as an introducer sheet that allows safety guide wire placement. Their length is 30 centimeter. Dilators are passed one after the other, not coaxially like the Alkin dilators. Advantages are they are radio opaque, short tapered tips provides a smooth surface and can decrease the trauma. Their disadvantages are they can cause hemorrhage that can occur each time when the dilator is drawn. They are more expensive and they are disposable. These are the Applause dilators. Now, ureteral dilators.
Which type of dilator you use in PCNL here in your OT? Regular vein? In why? Yeah. Why? Why not facial dilators? Yes, sure.
Because data for without sheet, facial maybe looking inside the sheet.
And there is another thing. Alkin dilators are basically serial dilators. Move directly. And facials are direct. They can cause more damage.
Ureteral dilators, they are most commonly balloon dilators, and the second one is Nottingham single step dilator. Ureteric balloon dilator is have a length of 70 centimeter, 3 FR diameter. Balloon length is about 4 centimeter. They can dilate up to 15 FR, and the pressure that can be maximum applied is 15 atm. Advantages are they can they dilate up to 100% of the expected diameter regardless of any amount of the radial force. Their disadvantages that you have to use always C-arm. This is a balloon dilator. This is a balloon which is of about 4 centimeter, and there are 2 ports. This is for balloon inflation, and this is for guide wire placement. Nottingham one-step dilator. One-step dilatation of intramural portion of the ureter. They are used to inject contrast medium to determine submucosal tunneling or anesthetic gel to aid in dislodging ureteral stones. They are used over 0.03 guide wire. Overall length is 60 centimeter and they have a tapered end of about 4 centimeter. This is the Nottingham end. This is the tapered end, right? Urethral dilators, basically they are available in of most commonly of two types, metallic and gum elastic dilators. We will talk about metallic dilators. They are basically their indications are they are used for stricture urethra prior to the passage of large instruments such as a resectoscope or a scope or lithotrite in urethra. They provide therapeutic dilatation in female for urethral syndrome. Their contraindications are repeated dilatation in children is contraindicated because of the need of general anesthesia, and those who need frequent dilatation greater than once in 3 months, they should not be done. And in acute retention, you should not go for urethral dilatation with metallic dilators because they are painful. They are of basically Clutton type and Lister with olive ends. Urinary catheters. When we talk about the history of urinary catheters, it dates back to 6th century BC, where we found the first written record of urinary catheters. Until the mid of the 19th century, metallic catheters were being used. Charles Goodyear discovered first vacuolized rubber catheter. Augustine Nalaton discovered a rubber catheter which was firm but yet flexible. Frederick Bessel Foley was the first person to invent one-piece catheter with self-retaining balloon. Initially, these are the types of the catheter which were being used in the bladder for drainage. In 1980, this is called deep freezer mushroom-ended catheter. Then 1892, Malacquot catheter was being used for the bladder drainage, and it is a wing-shaped self-retaining catheter. Now these tubes are being used as percutaneous tubes, nephrostomy tubes. Their indications are they are used for drainage, therapeutic purposes, and diagnostic studies. On the basis of catheters can be classified on the basis of size, channel, tip design, material, and color coding. Size is measured in cherry or French scale. 1 French or cherry is equal to 0.3 mm. So 3 FR is equal to 1 mm. On the basis of channel, they can be 2-way or 3-way Foley's. On the basis of tip design, they could be Cody, diamond, and whistle tip. On the basis of material and color coding, they are being classified. On the basis of materials, the materials used are latex, silicone-coated latex, all silicone, and PVC, PFT coated, hydrogel coated, and antibiotic impregnated materials are used. How we use catheter, which size of a catheter should be used, it is divided according to the age. For example, in 5 years, less than 5 years, we can use 5 to 8 FR catheter. In 5 to 10 year, we should use 8 to 10 FR catheter. In 10 to 14 years, 10 FR catheter is preferable. Greater than 14 years, you can use 10 to 14 French catheter. Desired drainage can be accomplished with 12 to 14 FR for clear urine, and for 20 to 20 FR catheter are being used for thick pus or hematuria with clots. According to the color coding, 10 FR is being coded with white color, 14 FR with green color, 18 FR with red color, 22 FR with purple color, 16 FR with orange, 20 FR with yellow, and 24 FR with blue. There are different type of catheters, which includes Foley's catheter, Robinson's intermittent catheter, silicone catheter, Cody catheter, condom catheter, and suprapubic catheter. This is a basic design of a Foley catheter. this port is for urinary drainage, and this is for balloon inflation. This is a balloon which is inflated with the sterile water, and this is a tip for insertion in the urethra. This is a silicone catheter which can be used for a longer term drainage. This is a simple straight Robinson catheter with two eyes. It has the two opposing eyes and with no balloon. It is used for intermittent drainage. This is a condom catheter, which is basically a self catheterization. A patient can apply it on himself. This is a Cordy catheter, which is a curved catheter. And this is a council catheter, which has a hole at its end here. So it can be placed over the guide wire. There are different types of catheter on the basis of irrigation. This is a two-way silicone coated catheter, all silicone poly catheter, diamond catheter, which has a curved tip, and this is a three-way catheter, poly catheter. On the basis of the tip design, they can be straight blunt tip, which is most commonly used, poly catheter. They can be a curved tip, which is called quadi catheter. It is used for high bladder neck, prominent median lobe of the prostate, and with the end hole, which is called council catheter, when the catheterization is done over the guide wire. This is a three-way poly catheter. It has this is a drainage channel. This is a third channel from which the irrigation can be done, and this for the balloon inflation. These third channel is available to facilitate continuous bladder drainage for the installation of medicine. They can be used post-operatively or for hematuria. Complications of these catheters are they can cause hematuria, they can cause urethral and meatal strictures, urethral perforations. Allergic reactions can be caused, especially because of the latex material. They can cause anaphylaxis, especially in the patients of MMC. Especially patients with long-term catheterization are at more risk. Stone formation can also occur, 40 to 53% about it can occur in for the long-term catheterization. Bladder neck and urethral erosions can occur, and they can be stuck follies as well. Thank you.
Which type of catheter can be used in children less than 5 years and why?
Right, so we can use medicine silicone. Ideally, it should be 6 FR or less than 5.
Should be ballooned or not? If not, why? And if yes, why? No. This is, and why?
Might be that child might pull.
The reason is basically when you inflate the balloon, it can cause pressure on the bladder neck. And in the children, the bladder neck is very sensitive area. So if in the early age you place that type of catheter, that could damage it, and that can make him incontinent. Any question?
How will the catheter get stuck inside?
Mm.
If it is not ballooned, then how will it get
It's
stuck?
in the children. I'm talking about the children.
Are we talking about police catheter?
Yes.
By urethral catheter?
In the children,
It's not catheter, and I'm not getting it. Are we supposed to perform something like CIC, or we let the catheter inside
no,
without?
when you try to place a catheter, children place a balloon catheter in children basically less than 5 years.
So how will the catheter stay inside? This is my
We usually use that normally one type of catheter we use in there like feeding tubes basically. Feeding tubes basically. Use
The
that.
logic is if you overinflate a balloon, right, so bladder capacity is very small and bladder neck is too sensitive. So if that catheter has got a balloon which is like 5 ml or 3 ml inflated, it will cause a little bit of pressure, and that would be much more in a child of less than 5 years. So it's better to put in a catheter, just like a Nelaton, a soft feeding tube,
So-
and then you can stick it
So
to
we
it and
stick
near
it
donor ball.
with normal tape.
So the logic is this. First of all, I should comment that the quality of presentation and the slides were very good.
Thank you.
And this is the way it should be done. One has to put some efforts into it because all these presentations, they do repeat themselves whenever somebody wants to prepare another lecture. So your slides would always be helpful in that regard.
Thank you.
My reaction to this kind of presentation is if I ask myself the same question, why I have entered urology, I want to know what your reaction is from your side or from your colleagues. Why they have entered urology?
These catheters or draining.
Your side.
Why I
Why
have
you have
chosen.
opted for urology?
Yeah, there were basically two reasons to opt this field. First of all, I have seen that there were very few females when I opt this field. There were very few females in our urology, and our female patients were in a miserable condition. I should use that statement when they saw women when they saw men working in the OTs, and they were shy to go for the procedures. So this was a basic criteria of choosing this field. And second one, I want to be a surgeon, and I want something which can give me a rapid recovery. For example, that's my what you can say, a temptation. That, yeah.
Now I want Harish to answer the same question. Why you have chosen urology as your field of specialty? Everybody has
Actually, I don't. I always believe that a person should be impressed by ideas rather than personalities. My entering urology was because of Professor Rizvi. I was really inspired and the work he was doing. So I came over here for just for a round at what is going on when I was a medical student, and urology impressed me, and the dynamics of surgery of urology it impressed me, and I wanted to become a surgeon. So urology.
So both of your reactions are maybe a little bit similar. It's societal as well as personal. Now I want some answer from the very back. Mehtab, you were sitting at the very back. Why you have chosen urology as your field of interest? Mehtab. On my left side, last chair.
Wow.
Because I've seen him sitting when I was entered a little while ago.
Sir, when I first came in as for giving the urology exam, and I visited an institution like SCUT.
So, why you have you come out of your home and chose urology as your field of interest? क्यों आपने लिया था urology को choose किया? बहुत सारी fields हैं, cardiology भी जा सकते हैं, cardiac surgery भी जा सकते हैं. Why urology?
So frankly speaking, what I think it was decided by the result was urology chose me. I gave my first exam in MS urology, and I cleared it in first attempt.
We are obliged.
I was less proud of my student.
वो तो आप दूसरे realm में चले गए. Now I answer this question myself. Why I have chosen urology? So I wasn't attracted by any personality. I wasn't attracted by any intuition or what Mehtab was saying that it was something which God was actually doing. Because everything what we do, it's my belief and your belief also. It's all pre-planned. It's
Yeah.
Allah Almighty who has done it. But the thing is, why I am interested in urology is just because of the reason that it has got a lot of innovations and technical applications,
Yeah.
and very good mix of engineering and design coming into practice into the hands of maybe a very senior surgeon who is handling a a laser fiber, or a very junior person who is just handling, as you have said, a catheter. Now, catheter is something which is not out of any, say, any luck.
Yes.
It's by design.
Mm.
Why through tip? It has got its own philosophy behind it. Why we have progressed from something called council catheter to something called a catheter with a hole on the side, not at the very end. It has got its own law and physics applied to it. So I'm always attracted towards physics and application of physics into something called surgery. And I think Hari should have made this answer which I'm doing, that he is actually attracted towards urology just because of the application of energies and gadgets and different tools which are actually remote sensing tools which we use these days in space technology. So, for instance, catheter, double J catheter, it's a marvelous piece of engineering. You have got application of convection current within it. It's capillarity which draws urine from one side to the other, from up down. So, why stones are formed over a DJ stent on those places where there is silica painted on it? Why not the whole DJ stent is actually encrusted? So, these are all very interesting facts of science. So, this is the kind of attraction which is endourology. You are seeing everything through a telescope. It's a dual vision. It's another level of understanding human anatomy. So there are many exciting things. So my attraction towards urology, and still it is something which is different. It's magic. It's nothing else. It's not coming into field very early.
In my scenario, I entered it, and then the drive is because of the technology and everything.
Yeah.
That daily, I am very enthusiastic about it. So technology and the latest innovations, that's the drive which keeps on going. And people say that you are always excited about it, surgery and things related to it. So the drive is that innovations and technology.
Because patients are always there. Patients are always there, but they need some solutions to the problem. And that solution should always be with the kind of tools that you have and the kind of civilization that we are in. The civilization means the whole world. It's not that Eastern civilization or Western civilization. It's the way we use tools. It defines what kind of civilization we are. Since we are thinking in terms of virtual reality, if we are, then we are a civilization of virtual reality. So these are the tools that you should be actually interested in and excited about them, and that will lead you to another level of understanding and again applications. Problems. Solving problems. Seven.
I want to just raise one point, urethral stickers, because there is a complication of catheterization. So, in our setup, the 4 to 7% of the stickers are due to faulty catheterization. And this should be kept in mind that we use if we use larger size catheters, then there are more chances of
Getting sticker. Right.
And if we use large size scopes, especially in children or young adults, then there are chances that patient may have urethral sticker later on in their life. So, just to prevent this complication, this is an iatrogenic sticker formation. Just to prevent, so we should use the minimum moderate size catheters and the silicone catheters. And if we fail to pass the catheter in emergency, then we should not attempt the blind dilatation at the center. So it's better to go for the suprabutary rather than doing the blind dilatation. By doing blind dilatation, we lose the opportunity to stage the disease, and you can make the false first. So that's it. And then bladder neck and urethral stenosis. There can be complete erosion of urethra because of the large prolonged catheterization, especially in patients who are paraplegic, and even malignancy can occur in these patients, but squamous cell carcinoma. So it's preferable in those patients who needs catheterization for a longer time to do the suprapubic rather than the continue with the urethral catheter for longer time. So that's it. And sometimes you can come to the step Foley catheter in the emergency, and how to deal with this is also sometimes a question for humans. So if Foley balloon does not deflate in emergency or in ward, so how do you deal this thing? Just refresh.
Can I answer this question? Sir, initially we should try to inflate it with 1 or 2 ml more with the fluid, right? And then we should apply a gentle traction. Most of the Foleys can be removed by the gentle traction. If it is not removing, then we can just take an ultrasound guide, right? Then it should be a good way, and then we can use a long needle to puncture that balloon. I would especially mention over here that we should not try to मतलब हमें कोई chemical inject नहीं करना चाहिए to burst that balloon in the bladder. We can use just a needle, a long needle जो होती है spinal needle. We can use that and we can deflate it ultrasound guided, not the blind procedure, and then we can remove that Foleys.
Or you can burst it by filling more water.
But yes, I said initially the first step is to inflate it with 1 or 2 ml more, and then try apply gentle traction. उसको भी हम काट सकते हैं जी, वो भी, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम अगर इफ देयर इज अ फॉल्टी वेल्व तो उसमें भी जो है वो आपका वो बलून जो है वो डिफ्लेट होकर के बाहर आ जाएगा अगर आपने वो चैनल काट दिया तो। In the channel, but sir, it's written that most of the time it is not recommended because it can cause cystitis. Cystitis or further जब वो क्योंकि वो burst करेगा बलून जो है तो वो that fragments can cause cystitis.
And एक चीज है CIC के लिए जो कैथेटर्स इस्तेमाल होते हैं वो हाइड्रोफिलिक कैथेटर्स होते हैं, जो कहते हैं लो फ्रेट कैथेटर्स. They are less damaging for especially for those patients who are on CIC. तो लो फ्रेट कैथेटर्स भी अवेलेबल हैं यहाँ अगर कोई आपको So they are less urethral, they cause less urethral damage, especially in patients who have neuropathic because of something they not vascular, and then low fric and hydrophilic are preferable for CIC as compared to Melaton or.
Thank you so much.